In the Easter eggs and prediction for season 6, episode 13 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Super Wars Builder. If you're not caught up, so this is probably going to be a part 1 and part 2 again, just for a heads up. But this is mainly going to be focusing on the lighthouse stuff first, and then I'll be talking about the Zephyr 1 and Temple stuff later. Even though the title of the episode was called New Life, which was referring to Izel and Sarge's storyline, but since the lighthouse stuff is going to be uh, was called a big focus was a big focus in this episode, which was being set up last episode and going to be set up for the next episode. I'm just gonna start that here, if that makes any sense. So yeah, we have Fitz and Simmons reacting to the fact that May was stabbed by Sarge, and they don't really have time to grieve because pretty much right after that, the Chromicons appear and start attacking the base, and you see slowly and slowly what the Chromicons want and what their plan is to do, what they want to do to recreate or what to create Chronica 3, and that is that they ambushed the shield lighthouse, and they found where Mac was hiding Fear's toolbox, and it has all the secrets of Shield and whatnot, and it slowly pieces what exactly their plan is later on in the episode. But it's as I go, I'll talk about it. But we have Fitz and Simmons try to figure out what's going on, and they try to get in contact with Enoch, but he's not answering, and we find out later on in this episode why he's not answering. But you have Fitz and Simmons realize the reason the Chromicons are here and they knew how what kind of protocols Shield would have is because when they were in the memory prison or mind prison in episode 6, they had mapped their brains, so they have all their memories of their lives and knows how Shield is operating now because of Simmons' brain. So they get Simmons, or the Chromagons, killed the bunch of agents, including Trevor Khan. The only agent that we know is at least safe right now is Agent Diaz, and we don't know exactly if what's their name, Deke's company is okay or not, because like Simmons says, that the Agent Diaz should go there because no one knew about that floor being used at the time, so no one would go down there. So it's the best place for people to be safe. So I wonder if they're gonna show up next season, be a big part of next season. So I don't know where they would go, because the whole team is all split up now by the end of the episode, or in different places. So I don't know exactly how it would work. So yeah, but they come up with this idea that, or come to this conclusion that the Chromicons are using their brains against their memories against them. That's how they attack the lighthouse. But they also come to this conclusion that they might be here also to gain more information about Shield, which is why they took the Fear's toolbox and whatnot. But they thought they were thinking that the best place for them to go was to stop to where they were hiding all the framework stuff that had all the agents that were in there: May, Mace, Coulson, and Fitz. Fitz's brains were mapped out for the framework, and they were in that storage area or whatever. I don't know why they wouldn't destroy it, but it's there. So they decided to head over there and destroy it before the Chromicons could find it, because they outright say it's because if they have all of Shield's secrets, including the Fury's toolbox, but also what all the knowledge that Coulson has, they could really destroy Shield and succeed in their goal of creating Chronica 3. So they go over to try to stop Chronicons from getting it or whatever. And you have this little moment between Fitz and the Framework saying that he is kind of going to miss it, even though it was a traumatizing event for them. But it quickly turns into blaming Radcliffe, saying, because Fitz says Radcliffe had a drinking problem, which is pretty true, because he did drink quite a bit, if I remember correctly, in season 4. So yeah, he kind of did have a drinking problem. So, but Fitz and Simmons were on the right track with the whole Framework and memories or whatever, but they weren't exactly right, because they realized that they were after not just the Fear's Toolbox, and also probably the Framework, but also that they were gathering other mind tech, which is including the whole memory machine that was used against Coulson in season 1 and 2, and used against Hive in season 3, and slash Alex in season 3. But I really appreciate the little detail of that the mind tech that the Chronicons have in this season isn't the full entire Shield, the mind tech. It's just a little piece of it, because by the end of season 3, it was destroyed, or dismantled in a sense, to used against Hive. So having it only a little bit of it being still around here makes sense to me in a sense. But they had to have rebuilt it in a little bit, because it's still seems like it's been intact by this episode. So they must have rebuilt it at some point. So yeah, and you think everything is going to be like it's gonna end all bad or whatever, but you have Enoch. You have the Chronicon show up. Fitz and Simmons about to sacrifice himself, which is great growth for them, because the last season I really had an issue with Fitz and Simmons willingly not willing to sacrifice one another to save the world. But you see here, they were willing to sacrifice themselves to stop the Chronicons here, so it's great. But you have the Chronicons show up. They were going to about to blow up, but that's when the Chronicons get attacked by someone, which is revealed or shown that it's Isaiah. But on top of that, it's a bit of a shocker, because it's actually Enoch using Isaiah's face, and he says bluffing is easier if you kill someone and take their skin, which could be a reference. Is definitely a reference to his arc in this season about learning about the humans, of how they interact, and about all the bluffing and whatnot. But could be also it could have been also a hint in episode 3 this season, where he was talking about, he knows about times where people would commit lawful acts, including murder. So he did commit murder on Isaiah. So yeah, it's kind of character growth in a way, just not in a more positive way. So yeah, and you finally see Fitz and Simmons fed up with what's going on, and because Enoch suggests that what they need to do next is going to change the natural course of their lives forever. And you have Fitz and Simmons saying, yeah, not again, because they've been through this all again with being split up, even though it's a bit different this upcoming season, and I'll talk about it later on in the next video. But that's where I'm going to leave this video off. So comment down below if I missed any Easter eggs or references for the lighthouse, and see ya.